As you may recall, I don't have much of a nose for the Impala. I actually do have the left and right fenders, but I don't have the radiator support and the grille and all of the accoutrement that sits in the front here, including the front bumper and whatnot. So, ta-da! I just went to a barn that I found locally, and the guy that owned the barn had these parts in it, and you'll see it's a 64 Impala nose. It's got the radiator support, the grille, the valance, it's got the hood release, the headlight buckets, and the front fenders were cut off of the car sometime a very, very long time ago. And it's got a front bumper. So I now have basically the whole nose of the car, because I got the front fenders and now I have this parts, these things. I'm pumped. Obviously, it's rusty stuff. You know, we got some rot here. So we're going to need to still do quite a bit of work to make all that look pretty. But the good news is the base of the parts is there. And, you know, now I got something to work with. Let's check out what I got on the other side. In that same barn was a 64 Impala SS console. Now, the SS emblem is missing, but you can see I just actually cleaned this one up. I just sprayed it down with some Windex and then cleaned it up. Just wiped it off with a rag. But basically, the console opens up. It's got the lock on it still. It's got the shifter stuff. Right here, this section opens up, which is pretty rad. So this would obviously go with some bucket seats. It's for an automatic. The manual is actually a different console altogether, which has like a hump out the side of it, which has, where the 4-speed stuff goes. Pretty sweet find, but guess what? That's not it. Let's see what else. Inside the car, I now have a horn button. Well, sort of. It's the horn bracket button thingy do. I now have one of these, so that's pretty sweet. This thing was hanging on the wall in the barn. In fact, he gave it to me for free, so can't beat that. All right, but that's not it. Let me show you what else. I also picked up these. This is part of a automatic console for I think it's a 63 Impala. Now, I'm not exactly sure of the condition this is in. It actually looks like it might be broken, but I'm not super familiar with 63s. I'm going to have to kind of do a little research here and figure out exactly what this is supposed to look like. And, if it's a paperweight or if it's actually, usable in some way. But I also got this, which is not a paperweight. Now, this is a 63 Impala 4-speed console. This is the front section of it, obviously for an SS. And it looks like it's fairly complete and in pretty good shape. I think what I want to do right now is I want to kind of spray it down with some glass cleaner and give a little scrub, and we'll see what it looks like. So let's get started. So I started off by using some window cleaner and a rag, which was not the best idea. I really should have used a scrub brush because that would have definitely gotten in the nooks and crannies a lot better. Then I swapped over to using Never Dull, which is kind of like a cotton ball with some sort of magical fluid kind of inside it, and that cleans up the chrome pretty well. So the end result is not bad. It's certainly, okay to throw this in the car and drive it around. It's not exactly a showpiece. Unfortunately, a lot of the nice spun metal here is scratched up, and it was like that way when I grabbed it from the barn. And the SS emblem actually doesn't come off, so it's tough to clean behind it. So I would need, I don't know, maybe some sort of different brush or Q-tips or something to get all the dirt out from behind it. The chrome around the 4-speed section looks okay. There's some minor pitting on it. Along here, it's a little hazy, but, not bad. And then on this side, same thing. I think the chrome could be polished more to get the haze off, and it wouldn't be bad. There is some, minor pitting and scratching and stuff. So, I mean, this is not exactly a showpiece, but hey, if you wanted to throw it in your car and, have a decent piece that's better than nothing, I think this would be it's a nice little addition. So we are now in my 64 convertible, not the wagon, and you will see there's a 4-speed on the floor. And it's not an original 4-speed car. It was originally a 3-speed on the column, which I swapped the collar on. This used to have a shifter out here. And I put a 4-speed in the floor. This is an M21 Muncie 4-speed. And I just noticed that the rubber boot is ripped on this, which is a total bummer. But let's take a look about what it looks like if you put a 63 console in here. Hey, that ain't bad. Now, you'll notice I got a bench seat, which I like. I'm not going to switch this to buckets because I like benches. And I've got the 4-speed on the floor. And now, if I was to put this front 63 column in here, that looks pretty rad. And it works with the bench seat, which is kind of awesome. I think that I can get like a boot or something for this section so that it will actually come up here and it will hide this opening. And then I would just need some mounts to actually mount this thing to the floor so it doesn't just, you know, flop all over the place. But yeah, I think if I popped off the SS emblem and I got a boot for this and I mounted it to the floor, I think actually that could look really awesome in here. And I might actually really enjoy that. I'm going to give that some thought. So leave me a comment and let me know what you think. And that's it. That's all I got for you today.